we have just 10 minutes. Thank you.
Good evening. The chairman is Royal Highness. Alayi Wakabisi Oba Joseph Adébáyọ̀ Adéwọlé Awólọ́wọ̀ II, the Ọwá Adéwọlé of the I'd like to say good evening as well to the distinguished keynote speakers, the moderators, the panelists, the distinguished guests, esteemed awardees and visionary leaders who are gathered here today. And I normally tell my life story in class, just to be able to motivate people and to be able to prove that God has given each and every one of us everything that we need to be able to make it in life, once we are not comparing ourselves with other people. And so with immense gratitude and pride, I stand before you today to speak on the theme as profound and timely as against all odds, transforming challenges into opportunities for global impact. As we celebrate tonight resilience, creativity, the determination of individuals like Princess and GahAwards tonight, and various organizations have overcome adversity and use it as a stepping stone for transformative change. I'm an incurable optimist who believe that the very reason why people are gathering are the very reason they need to stay in this country. I believe very much that if electricity is not working and you find solution into electricity, you become a multi-billionaire. If petrol is scarce and you find solution to petrol, you become a multi-billionaire. If educational system is trash and it's not so good, you set up good schools, you become a multi-billionaire. I can keep every problem that people have in this country today to multinationals and why the whites are coming to this country to make investment. I'm therefore a believer in Nigeria, and I believe that the future is going to be bright and brighter and brighter.
What keeps us going is the ability to see ourselves as one and to be able to use education as a tool for inclusion. Next, breaking systemic barriers. Inequality stems from entrenched system, advocacy, legal reforms, and community mobilization. We have to set institutions up by highly educated people, and I think my brother Ruben mentioned it when he spoke about the need for us. We complain about so many things. But are the education, people who have education, are they interested in politics? That's an area we must never run away from. Because when we participate in politics, that means we can do things in the best way we feel we should do it. We have to therefore break systemic barriers. My call to action is that there be social inclusion, which is not an option. It is the foundation of a just and prosperous society. Ladies and gentlemen, I have multiple stories. You can use your notebook and read more about it. I see the rise of Uganda, a case study in resilience, economic resilience. They were able to focus on decent work and economic growth. They were able to focus on industry innovation and infrastructure, and the rest is history. I look at the case of Grameen Bank in the case of Bangladesh that was founded by Mohammed Yunus and empowering the poor through microfinance. If we develop our microfinance banks very well, the number of SMEs can survive and do better. The SMEs employ more employees in this country than government. And so what we need to do is to encourage us to create an enabling environment where we have good electricity. If electricity from NEPA is not working, our Alayeluwa, His Majesty, Royal Majesty, should set up alternative electricity system in each of the communities using solar light. And I can assure you, SMEs will be able to thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, fostering collaboration, I cited the example of global vaccine development during COVID-19. Cross-section collaboration across many organizations was able to produce biotech by Pfizer, COVAX, as soon as possible. And SDG 3, which is good health and well-being at 17, partnership on goals was demonstrated. 1 acre funding on public-private partnership in agriculture. I just wrote an article on October 8 in Business Day, where I spoke about the fact that we don't want government to give us everything free. No. Let's just invest in education. Let them provide caterpillars, tractors, and coal for agri. Agri accounts for about 22% of GDP in Africa. If we provide for those things, it will reduce unemployment, it will raise GDP, and I can tell you the well-being of an average African will be improved. And don't think these problems are limited to Nigeria. A lot of people write in the paper, they create an impression that Nigeria is the only country in the whole of the world that has problem. We are not the only one. I worked across 32 countries as a regional director for Pfizer for over a period of 15 years. And I can tell you, the problem you have in Nigeria, we have it in most of the African countries. The reality of it is that our attitude to it is that we only emphasize and blow the things that are not working in Nigeria. What are the things that are working? Which country in Africa has the confidence of in Nigeria? When I walk into South Africa, the only way I know in Nigeria is that I see the guy who raised his head up and is walking with all the full confidence. Go to Europe. There's no department of any government or private sector where you find in Nigeria you cannot see that they excel. Why do we need to continue to define Nigeria by what less than 100,000 people are doing out of over 200 million people? You told me you have many robbers in Nigeria. If you have one robber in Ghana, there will be 10 equivalent robbers in Nigeria based on population. If you have one robber in Switzerland, there must be 30 times that number in Nigeria because we are 30 times the population of. So I want all of us to start to talk about the good things in Nigeria. It's not everything that is bad. When you think everything is bad in Nigeria, you are from a polygamous family. Is everything perfect in the polygamous family? In a single family where the father and mother, they have 2 kids, is everything perfect? If it is not possible, then don't look for perfection, but add value wherever you are and change this story. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to therefore round up by saying, with quality education SDG 4, the type of education that Princess is offering, with gender equality. I spoke about a little bit about my background, but I want you to know that a woman represents not less than 50% of our population. It is like clapping with one hand, but you do not empower the woman. And I want to salute every single one of you who have empowered your wife, who have inspired your girlfriend, who have inspired your spouses. Because you can clap with 2 hands. If there is no inspiration, for those of us who are brought up by a single mother, we knew how difficult it was. So the first thing I did when I got married was to empower my wife. And I normally talk about her with such a great pride. She's a pharmacist, a chartered accountant, an investment banker. And because she came to my house with only 1 degree, she's now living in my house with 4 degrees. Let me quickly close because the MC is coming close to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know therefore there must be sufficient gender equality, and when I say gender quality. Environmental sustainability, I said the example of Kenya Green. I said the example of circular economy in Netherlands of 17 million people that are feeding the entire Europe. Innovation in crisis, digital payment revolution. It's time for us to get government of this nation to accept digital transformation. With digital transformation, it will increase transparency and reduce corruption. I will be able to train more students, not necessarily through physical presence in school, but through digital transformation. I want you to know that as we honor the remarkable individuals and organizations tonight, let us take interpretation from their stories. Each one of them is a testament to the power of resilience, the strength of collaboration, and the necessity of inclusion. We must know that as the theme of the evening reminds us, which is against all odds, we can transform them into opportunities for global impact. Princess Ogene has been able to build herself to this level against all odds. And it's a sign. It's a student whom I was able to work with closely for over 2 years. And she finished from Business School Netherlands with distinction. For that, I'm extremely proud of you. Congratulations. It just shows that wherever you are able to put effort, and she was simultaneously schooling in 2 other institutions, in Harvard and in Chinese African institution. Let us embrace economic hardship, not as a problem, but as a catalyst for resilience and innovation. Let us build partnership which amplify our collective power. Remember that I'm a product of multiple people joining hands together to take me to this level. We must join hands in order to take the next generation to a higher level. Let us champion social inclusion. Let's create pathways for every individual to thrive. As we do this, with United Nations SDG, we can advance the vision of Princess, the vision of peace, prosperity, and sustainable for all. I leave with you this thought. Great triumphs are born from the most significant challenges. Let us rise together against all odds and leave an indelible mark in the world. I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity, particularly the MC, for giving me extra seconds. I want to congratulate tonight's honorees, You are the torch bearers of transformation, and your impact inspires every one of us. God bless you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.